Today I'm going to be talking to you about double exposure with your 35mm camera. First of all, how do you do double exposure? I'm going to show you how you do it, and then I'm going to show you examples of photos that I've taken that have printed out double exposure. Basically what it is taking two or more shots on the same frame. They overlap, they make some really cool effects, things like that. There is a switch here at the bottom, right there. You pull this over. It says MX, that's for multiple exposure, which double exposure, multiple exposure, whatever you want to call it. You will snap a picture and then you'll slide that over. It'll slide back into place and then you'll snap another picture and then you can advance with your wheel into the next frame. Now, a lot of the lomography cameras don't have the switch. They just have to where, you decide when you advance it, which is really cool because lomography cameras, they pretty much have that down. What you do is you snap a picture and instead of turning the wheel to go to the next frame, you don't do that. You snap another picture so that you've got two scenes on the same frame. And when you do advance it, when you take it to the printer, it'll print out as a really cool double exposure picture. One thing to keep in mind is don't overdo the multiple exposures. You can on some cameras do as many exposures as you want, but what you're going to do is completely wash out or clear out the frame once you've got so much stuff piled on top of it. It's not going to look good at all. Now here are some photos that I had developed. Unfortunately, they're glossy. I told them, please don't do glossy. Please bring back matte. They printed glossy, but here we go. This is my car and some grass. Let me see if I can get that on there a little bit better. I think it turned out really cool. Like, it's a little hard to see on film, but it's my car, but there's like a veil of grass over top of it. It looks really good in person. Here's an example of really, really bad multiple exposure. It's me, but then you can kind of see the trees and stuff. I mean, I guess it's not really bad. It's supposed to have like clouds and stuff. You can kind of see the clouds better on the camera, actually. It just didn't turn out like I thought it would. Here's one of my favorite multiple exposures that turned out. I think I did this 3 or 4 times, but it's so cool because you've got clouds down here inside of the trees, and then you've got trees just like growing up the side of the frame with all these different clouds. You can see the different frames basically. I love how this turned out. Like, it's one of my absolute favorites. This is just an example of sort of like what I call a ghost multiple exposure. You'll have your subject, but then you'll have them a little bit lighter because the light changed, and it's like they're still there, but they're a whole lot lighter on the picture. You've got them in there 2 or 3 times. This is my dog playing fetch with a baseball, but you can see in the top, she's also standing right behind herself, so it's pretty cool. Here's another really, really good one that turned out better than I hoped it would. It's just trees on trees, basically, like dead trees on top of dead trees. But as you can see, it's lighter in the background, and the foreground is a whole lot darker. It turned out pretty cool. Just an example of if you're doing people, it's my brother. I turned the camera upside down, took another picture on the same frame, and him again. But I like how it turned out. It's pretty cool. You can do all sorts of things like that with multiple exposure, so you just have to experiment and play around. But it's pretty easy to do. If you have a lomography camera, a lot of cameras will make you advance after you take the picture. Like if you go click, and they want you to feed the film through, but if you have a lomography camera, you should be good. A lot of cheap cameras actually will be able to do that, but multiple exposure is something you definitely want to check out if you're getting a 35mm camera because it's pretty cool and pretty fun effect. But that's how you do it. If you have any questions, be sure to comment. This video is brought to you by Shuttersprout.com, my new website that is coming out. It's a new web store. We will be selling 35mm cameras and sort of fun camera accessories. So be sure to check out Shuttersprout.com.